Hump Day! Yeah!
I didn't take a bath today, and I may not take one tomorrow.
It's the Webcomic Alliance podcast. And if we're talking about bathing, we are talking about Comic Cons. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Webcomic Alliance podcast. I'm Byron Wilkins of 1977 The Comic. And tonight on the old Zencaster window, I've got Dawn Griffin of Zorfbert and Fred.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. And the ever-famous Chris Flick of Capes and Babes.
Oh!
There you go. There you go. Werewolves in London. That's what I got.
I have to listen to that all weekend long at Comic Con. Next to Chris, all weekend.
I started giving away gifts for anybody who would howl. At
That's right. How'd that go? I mean, obviously a lot of people.
Dawn hated it.
Dawn hated it.
I'm being funny.
I had a lady who was an opera singer, and she had an awesome howl.
Oh my God!
Her boyfriend or the guy she was with,
I saw that.
Yeah, 10 feet back, and she was howling for 30 seconds. It was good. I wish I would have got enough.
I was about to say, if that was on video, that would be
I looked up when she said I'm a trained singer or something, and her boyfriend just walked away. I was like, oh man.
He said, I'll do it. I'm like, go ahead, go for it.
Absolutely. Well, and that's it's a great segue into what we're going to talk about tonight, because we're going to talk about actually our appearances at Heroes Con back in June of 2019 this year. The three of us tabled right next to each other. And I got to listen to Chris's pitch all weekend long, and you did a great job at it. You are really good at it. I took notes and lessons from what you're doing. It's like, yep, get out there and get into people. You don't really get into people's face, but you draw them in, and that's great.
That's why I love the postcards. The postcards are my the lines of the fish and reel them in.
Yep.
Don't always get the bite, but
Yeah. And you made your table, and I didn't do very well. Oh, it was my first show after how many years, so anyway. So we're here to talk about Heroes Con. For those you don't know, it's held here in Charlotte, right? Charlotte, North Carolina. Where am I at today? And I only live here now. It's held in Charlotte. And it's a Heroes Convention, and it's I've heard a lot of great things about it over the past 10 years, and I've never been able to get to it. And now that I live, 45 minutes north of Charlotte, well, hell, had to do it. And the three of us got together and figured we'll just do it, and if nothing else, we'll have a good time. And we did the huge drink and draw. Oh my God, that drink and draw was huge, and that was impressive.
Yes.
And all that, and drinking and having all types of fun and all that. And the show itself was actually a decent show. We were probably tucked off in the far corners, but that's another comment for another day and all that. So, but something different tonight. We recorded 3 videos and some photographs and stuff like that, each from our booths and all that. And we're going to play those here in a minute. So this is going to be, for those listening to this on the audio only, there's a link in the post here to take you to YouTube, and you'll be able to see this, see the videos as well as hear this. So this podcast is both video and audio. Ooh, and all of this part is only audio, so but the rest of it's going to be live on tape and all that from Heroes Con in Charlotte. But anyway, so I'm glad you talked about that, Chris. Don, you want to talk about your experience real quick? Or not?
Heroes Con. Okay.
I gotta think back. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a show that is so well run, and the drink and draw is something to behold for sure. Yeah. And it just, there's so much competition, because the show is so focused on artists and comics, and there's not a lot of celebrity type guys. It's a lot like Baltimore, actually. And that's actually what Chris always told me when he was trying to get me to come down to Heroes, was just a lot like Baltimore, and you like Baltimore, so come down. I'm like, yeah, but Baltimore's 2 hours away. It's 8 hours away. Kind of a difference, but it's like the last 2 years were just so much fun, and it wasn't necessarily about earning money. It was about hanging out with you guys, and hanging out with Dennis and Chris, two other friends.
Yeah, I was going to say we have to mention Dennis because we all did something really cool that I totally suggest people to do. Is we all got an Airbnb, and we got an Airbnb with a
party house.
Party house, absolutely, man.
And our friend Dennis is a chef and made some really good meals, and we just had a blast. So yeah.
Oh, we were up way too late for the old fart. We were up to 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Talking.
we were totally enjoying every second of that. Yeah. And sometimes like shows, they may not be the most like they might not be money makers in a huge way. You might earn your table plus a little bit more or something like that. But sometimes you just do shows because you have friends in that area, and it's all about meeting up and figuring out how to, it's just to enjoy that weekend. Yeah. And you happen to make some money back for it. That's great, know. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that's what Heroes is, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do it every year, but it's definitely a well-run show, and I can't really complain about any parts of that. It just, it felt like there wasn't as much crowds as there were the year before. Maybe a little bit less, and people just don't buy a lot.
Yeah, so there's a lot of reasons for that.
It all depends. It all depends on where we were, and that Heroes was my very first show, so I ever did. And,
oh wow!
Yeah, so it was a 6-foot table, just like it is still now, and I split it with a guy. And this is how little I had. It was like I had 80 strips up online, or no, I had 125 strips online. I did a couple of mini books of my comic. I split a table in half with a writer, and I was still spreading stuff out to make my 3-foot table look like I had more stuff than I actually.
Yeah.
Very different than now, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, our first table, Dawn, had Antoine in the corner. We had a corner.
Oh, that's right.
I was on one side, you were on the other.
We had a little corner for Antoine.
and Antoine was stuck in the middle there, and the three of us. And today, there's no way the three of us would fit.
No. I mean, we were cramped even when we did New York.
Oh, yeah.
Like
we
4 years ago or whatever. Yeah, we were cramped.
Yeah, we were. And I'm like, oh, man. And so I'm glad we did the 6 foots each. It was, I look at conventions as networking. So I don't always necessarily worry about my bottom line, but obviously the bottom line is important. Not having been in the game for a number of 3-4 years or whatever it was since I did my last convention, I was not surprised. I only did, $50, $100, whatever I did. But I did get to network with people. I got to meet a lot of people that I've been meeting, seeing online and stuff like that. Got to meet a couple of other people, Bill Amend. I got to meet him at his table and all that. And that was so cool.
That was like, wow. Okay. I've met Lynn Johnston and Bill Amend, the only other person that besides Charles Schultz too, but the only person that I would need to meet to complete the trifecta of like my 3 favorites when I was growing up, would be Watterson, which would be
that's
really
pretty hard to do. Yeah. But it was, in case you don't know, folks, he draws a comic called Foxtrot. I'm sure everybody knows this, or not. Google him, Bill Amend. But he was there selling copies of his strips and all that, and we were related.
So nice.
Yeah, he's actually younger than me by a couple of years, and I was like, really?
I was going to say he looks young. I was expecting him to be older.
Yeah, he's a couple of years younger and all that. But we were related
he
because
looks really good.
Yeah, that
was one thing. That was the one thing that I didn't get to do. I wanted to go up to him and tell him that years and years and years and years ago, I used to color his strip when I worked at a newspaper.
That's right.
And I just,
oh, no way. I did not know that.
Yeah, I think I remember you mentioning that. That's right.
Yeah, I did his strip. I did a bunch of. That was one of the cool things of working at the newspaper was that they went to color while I was there, and they needed somebody to color the Sunday comic strips, and I did it. So I got the Friday off. I came in on Sundays and did the strips. So yeah.
Cool. And if I understand, they send them with coloring instructions, like numbers or something, or how.
No, back then they just let us do what
oh, really?
Yeah. So
Oh.
so what? Yeah. So a little sidebar here.
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
So small newspapers.
Yeah.
They syndicates back then. I don't know if they do it now, but
Yeah.
but probably it's all done by the
Digitally.
syndicate now. But back then, the newspapers could choose to spend money and get the colored stuff from the syndicates. Or they could let somebody in staff color the comic strip, and
Wow.
since my boss knew that I was in the comics, and she's like, "Hey, you want to do these, and you got to come in on Sundays." And I said, "Well, what if I take off Friday?" She said, "Yeah, that'll work." So I took off Friday, watched my daughter, came on Sunday, did the comic strips while I listened to football games on the radio.
That's great. I thought they had instructions, so that's kind of interesting that you could just kind of do what you wanted.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
But I knew that's one of the reasons why they wanted me to do it, because I knew what all the characters looked like already.
Oh yeah, So you kind of had an idea. Well, that's cool.
Yep.
That's cool.
And he was one of the syndicated artists that was published in our newspaper. So I got to color a lot of his strips.
Oh yeah. Well, next time
somewhere in all of my stuff, I got basically, and you probably know Byron, like a linotype, from a test print run of the strips before they actually go to press, and normally they just throw them out, and I'm like, no, I want that, and it's at least huge, like 18 by 24, and because it's really big when they go to press, and I took it to a laminator, got it all laminated. I have no idea where it is now, but it has all the strips laid out in the newspaper that we would have published. Yep.
That's pretty cool. Anyway, so we'll segue here, unless you guys want to say something else about the show. I had a very good experience of the show. I recommend to people, to everything, because it is focused on the artists and all that. It's like you said, it's very well run, can't complain, type of thing, and it's a great way to network and see people and go for the drink and draw, if nothing else, and all that. All right, then I'll segue and let our video side take over from here.
Hey everybody, we're here at Heroes Con in Charlotte, North Carolina. Christ, I live here now and I can't remember. Anyway, Dawn, Chris, and I have booths next to each other, and right now we're in Chris' booth, and he's going to talk to us about whatever is going on here.
Yay, Chris! And I'm going to take his hat.
He goes, no!
I'm in Chris' booth and must wear his gear.
All right, so the biggest thing is the coloring book. So brand new with Roy and Ronnie going to a comic book convention, and the best part about it is it'll be backwards, but Dawn is in the book.
But not me.
Right there.
Over there. Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So everything's I've been seeing a lot of cool cosplayers, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
This is a big show for cosplaying.
Yeah.
I told Byron this is your first time being here, so this is just wall-to-wall artists. So no celebrities, no big time movie stars or anything. Just big artists everywhere. So so the new banners.
Look good.
Yep. That's about it for me. What about you guys?
I'm having okay weekend so far. It's fun. Yeah.
I'm getting used to it.
We are having a blast. Staying at the Airbnb that we have, with our friend Dennis, and
up to 2:30 last night.
And we're taking her to go see Endgame for the first time.
I can't believe I haven't seen it yet.
But my first con in 3 years, and I'm really glad to be back at it. So this is great.
And we got to tour your house project.
Got to see. Oh my God! Yes.
Yeah, your labyrinth that is your house.
Yes. Yeah. The sink blew up the moment they got there. So, but it's been fixed. Yay! Another house. But anyway, more stories. All right. Well, that's it for here, and we'll see you in Dawn's booth at some point. Hey everybody, day 3 of Heroes Con here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we're not exactly happy, but we're not exactly unhappy. So, I've not had a very good show, but actually I had a great show in terms of I was networking and all that fun stuff, And being with these two, come on. That's right. It's the best thing. So I've had so it's been good and bad. As far as traffic, there wasn't a lot of traffic, and that's not necessarily our fault and all that. But it also was great to get back out and network and met a lot of people, and that's the important thing.
And draw.
And I've been drawing again. Live drawing, which I don't rarely do a lot of, so it's been great for that sense. Advertising for Kablam, hi Kablam. I do my books and all that. And Chris started something different today. We had a video a little bit about that here. If you haven't seen it yet, it will come up next year in the podcast. And it's been a great experiment for him. He did pretty well. I don't know how have you done pretty all right or not?
That's it.
Yeah, we'll call it okay. And all that. It was good.
Thankfully, I did the experiment because then I don't know what who knows.
Well, yeah, it was good. It was a good trying because you had nothing to lose. So that was great. Don't know if the show is too spread out or there was enough traction down here.
There are wide alleyways, aisles, so very wide.
Yeah, and so it makes it difficult. Also, we're one far end, and there wasn't a lot to bring people down here. So maybe it was just location, that type of thing. Again, it also could be the turn of Comic Cons are going more specialized instead of new art. They're going for let's look for a famous artist, or they're looking for different stuff. But anyway. So this is video 2 of here. I just wanted to kind of show off. I have my booth here. I've also considered that I'm not marketing myself very well, so I want to change my marketing. Things change over years, so you have to make changes. Also, I'm going to start pushing the cars. Everybody was
yes, you need to push the cars.
Because you can see my sign for my car. Everybody's talking about that. They want my charger, and I get like $75 to do those. My best show ever was when I did nothing but cars. So I'm going to start going that way because, hey, why not? It's what the market wants, so I'll go that way. Anything else?
I don't have anything else.
Okay.
My peanut butter and jelly sandwich was good.
Yes. But if you can have a show like this where you're side by side with 2 other artists you know and love, it's great. It makes the experience a lot better.
I was talking to our friends Chris and Mark, and we were commenting how even though it's been a slow day, it's been kind of flying by weird. It's been a weird day.
Yeah.
Sometimes it drags, but I don't feel like I had long periods where no one stops at my table.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's just people stop and talk to you, but they might not buy anything.
Yeah.
I've had
or
that.
they buy like the one cheap thing on your table.
I cannot tell you how many times I heard, I think I'll be back.
I'll be back, and they're not.
We might be back. We might be back. I might be back.
They won't be back. Don't count on it.
The greatest lie in the human
Yes.
We've all heard it.
I'll call you. Yes.
Yeah, my people will contact your people.
We'll call you. All right. We'll wrap up here and talk to you in the next video. Bye.
All right. So trying to do something new this show. Been thinking about it for a while. Since I've been doing more and more werewolf caricatures on the spot. I'm trying to open up the table instead of being behind the table. I opened it up so people can actually come in here, maybe look at the books. I think I agree with Don. If this is a 6-foot table, 8-foot table would probably work a little bit better. But people can look at my stuff and just try to open things up so I'm not behind the table, and maybe more people will be more inclusive to actually get a werewolf done. So. We'll see how it goes. It's a total one-day experiment. See how it goes. Sundays are usually slow on 3-day shows. So it's Father's Day weekend. So we'll see if I can get some families in here and do some werewolves. All right, cool.
Hey, it's us again. Here, sorry. I just checked oh my God, it's us. All right, another HeroesCon update. This time we're in Dawn's booth. Yay!
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Yay! And of course, Chris Flick, and I'm Byron Wilkins. And anyway, but we want to give you another update, and I'll let Dawn talk about her stuff here at the con.
Well, I'm becoming known as the pun girl, so I had to come out with punny coloring books, and they're really cute.
Yeah.
Look how cute. And so I have a 80s one, a horror one, and it didn't make it in time, but I have a Star Wars food pun combo coming out, and
Oh, yeah.
Didn't make it. Create Space kept telling me I needed an 1/8 inch of bleed. Like 3 times in a row, even though I put bleed in. So
Here's a yard of bleed.
there's a yard. Yeah, I don't know how much bleed you really need. So yeah, that was sad, but these worked out pretty well. I've sold a lot of them actually. And I have. Can you tilt that upward? And show. Oh, I guess you can't see it.
Oh, there.
There we go. So I hang up the sign.
Yes.
Puns, more puns. All
I got
the
it.
puns.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
All the way across.
And it's such a dinky sign. It's like this little. I just drew it and threw it up there, but everyone comes over. I came for the puns. Show me puns. So yeah, people are really excited about puns.
Well, then they know it. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Other than that, how was your show?
I haven't tallied up
Yeah.
money quite yet,
Yeah.
but my feel is I didn't do quite my level as last year.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really everything. So it's not specific to this show.
Yeah. And we're not alone with that. Everybody's been mentioning. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like everyone feels kind of the same way. That they're just not earning what they used to.
There's
every
5
show.
shows going on this weekend, so in different areas. So Philly, and there's a couple other big shows too.
Yeah, I left Philly, Wizard World. Like I was like, no, I'm gonna go all the way down to Charlotte.
We're gonna go to Charlotte.
Screw you, Wizard World.
You want to come with see me?
Yeah.
And my wreck of a house. But anyway, all right. Anything else you want to chat about?
Puns.
Puns. Okay.
What'd you think of Endgame?
Oh yeah. We're gonna talk about this later.
Yeah.
So no spoilers now. But later on, we're gonna talk about Endgame. I liked it.
Oh, yeah.
And I cried. I did cry.
Even though we were up there.
Oh yeah, they sat in front row.
Don and I were in recliners looking up at the screen.
And that being right up front really gives me a headache. I still enjoyed it and cried. So what does that tell you? I don't know.
Go see it in a normal theater. There you go.
Don't sit up way up front, but you'll enjoy it.
All right, we'll talk more later. See you for our last update from Heroes.
Barbecue.
We're going ready for our barbecue and going to close it up. All right, see ya.
All right, and that was us live on tape from HeroesCon, and we are the Webcomic Alliance podcast from the webcomic-alliance.com. Oh my God, I'm too old to say this. I'm Byron Wilkins of 1977thecomic.com.
I'm Dawn Griffin of DawnGriffinStudios.com.
And I'm Chris Flick of CapesandBabes.com.
And there you go. All right, good night, everybody.
Kazoo.
Cool.
I don't know how to make the noise, so I'm just like kazoo.
Yeah, kazoo.
Where's Antoine?